All right, welcome back to Wake Up America. As Donald Trump awaits an immunity ruling from a federal appeals court, the former president is doubling down. Former President Trump said there would be, quote, years of trauma if presidents are not awarded total immunity from prosecution for their actions in the White House, even if those actions cross the line. For more, let's welcome in former New Jersey Superior Court judge and host of the Judging Freedom podcast, Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, so former President Trump has said that a president must have total and complete presidential immunity. We are awaiting that decision from the federal appeals court. How soon could that come down, and what do you think will happen?
I think the federal appeals court will affirm the trial judge and find that the president only has immunity for the official acts that he officially undertakes as president, not for the things that he does to further his reelection. That's pretty much the law of the land before this case was even filed against him. As to when that decision is going to come down, today, this afternoon, or Monday, because the appellate court said very soon and in the middle of January. And here we are, very soon and in the middle of January. And as soon as it comes down, the activities in the trial court resume. They are stayed. They're all put on hold by the trial judge. But as soon as this decision comes down, whether it goes in Trump's favor or goes against him, as it most likely will, those activities will resume. They will not wait for the Supreme Court to get involved.
This is a huge moment because so many cases are waiting on this. And also, I wonder how much weight they're going to take into consideration when we talk about, will other presidents be open to presidential immunity, or could that be challenged going forward? That's the argument that's been raised.
Well, this is the argument that Trump made, that Charlotte just read from the brief that Trump's lawyers filed 2 weeks ago. That, look, if you don't give him immunity, you're going to open up a can of worms.
Right.
The court is not supposed to take that into consideration. Okay, so on the bench where those judges sit is a Latin phrase, let there be justice though the heavens fall. They're not supposed to take into account the political reaction to their decisions.
So if he does lose this issue of immunity, do you see him taking this all the way to the Supreme Court?
He will, I am sure, make an application to the Supreme Court. I don't think the court will hear it. I think they will let the trial go forward and see what the outcome is. If at the trial the jury decides that what his behavior was on January 6th was in furtherance of his office as President of the United States, he can still get immunity from that jury. So his lawyers would still be free to make that argument before the jury.
We will wait to see how that plays out. Maybe that comes down today, like you said. Let's move on to this. The judge in the Georgia case has ordered a hearing into the Fani Willis misconduct claims. I know you've been following this very closely. Does this investigation lead to anything? What do you think will be uncovered?
I don't know what will be uncovered.
Yeah.
I know it's not good for Fani Willis. On top of the allegations of her intimate behavior with the chief prosecutor in the case, the courtroom prosecutor, his wife has subpoenaed Fani Willis as a witness in their divorce case, and she's trying to avoid doing that. I don't blame her. I don't think this will have any effect on the prosecution of the case against former President Trump, other than perhaps to delay it a bit if she's removed as prosecutor in the case, if Mr. Wade is removed and a new team waiting in the wings has to come in.
There'll likely be an argument, though, from the defense based on all of that, I would imagine, if there's a new prosecutor that takes over.
Well, if there's a new prosecutor that takes over, it presumably will be somebody that's part of the prosecutorial team now, so there wouldn't be someone starting anew.
Okay.
But whatever Fani Willis and Mr. Wade did together, it does not affect the quality of the evidence or the fairness to the defendant. If it did, well, then the judge has to take that into consideration. I don't blame Trump's people for moving to dismiss the indictment. Not going to happen.
She needs to be moved completely off of this. Do you agree?
Well, no, I don't agree.
Oh, okay.
It will depend on exactly what happened. If they concocted this thing so that she could use taxpayer dollars to go on a 5-star vacation,
which is what it's looking like.
She's got a very serious problem.
Right.
If, on the other hand, she legitimately paid $650,000 to this law firm to pay for 3 lawyers to prosecute this case, and the lawyers are doing a good job, and she also had a romantic relationship with one of them, not good for her ethically, but it's not going to affect the case.